Day 1. The jump. The moment the machine activates, the air changes. It's not just sound or light, it's pressure, like the universe is squeezing me through a needle. My teeth rattle, my stomach floats. The metal chamber hums so violently it feels alive, and the countdown on the console blurs from shaking. 3, 2, 1. Then everything stops. Not quiet stops, not the hum is gone stops. It's as if the world itself pauses, like someone has muted existence. I blink, and I'm not in metal anymore. I'm standing in warm, damp soil. My boots sink a few centimeters with a soft squelch. The air hits my face like a wall, thick, wet, and loaded with a smell I can't place at first. Green, sharp, ancient. Like crushed leaves, mud, and something animal. Something too real. A forest towers around me, impossibly tall. Tree trunks wider than cars, leaves the size of doors, ferns so dense they form walls. Above, a pale sun hangs in a hazy sky, filtered through steam and drifting mist. My mouth goes dry. I turn slowly, scanning for the machine, for the portal, for anything modern. But there's nothing. No door, no marker, no crack in the air. Just me and the forest. The first tremor comes like distant thunder under my feet. I freeze. Another tremor, stronger, rolls through the ground, shaking small insects off a leaf. Somewhere far away, something massive moves. I can't see it, but the earth tells me it exists. Then the sound arrives. A roar, low and deep, like the sky itself is tearing, echoes through the trees. Birds explode upward in a panic. The sound is not angry. It's not even directed. It's simply powerful, indifferent, and old beyond imagination. My throat tightens. I whisper without meaning to, "Okay, okay, I'm here." It feels ridiculous, like talking out loud might make me less alone. I take a step, then another. My brain tries to stay rational. Oxygen, temperature, environment, find shelter, find water. But a deeper part of me, the animal part, screams one thing: you don't belong here. I push through ferns, keeping my hands raised to protect my face. Every leaf brushes my skin like it's alive. I flinch at every snap of a twig, every sudden flutter. Then I see it. A shape moving between the trees, huge, slow, graceful. At first, I think it's a hill shifting. Then I realize it's an animal. A dinosaur. Not a movie dinosaur, not CGI, not a skeleton in a museum. A living giant. It's an enormous herbivore, its long neck rising into the canopy. Its skin looks like a rough river stone, mottled and scarred, and each breath expands its ribs with the sound of wind through a cavern. It's so large my mind refuses to measure it properly. I stand behind a tree trunk, barely daring to breathe. And I do something I don't expect. I smile. A real smile. Pure awe. Pure joy. For a moment, I forget fear. For a moment, I'm a kid again, looking at a world I thought only existed in books. Then the herbivore pauses, its head tilts. It's listening. I press my hand over my mouth and go still. The dinosaur stares into the forest, eyes dark and calm. It turns slightly and lumbers away, each step a slow earthquake. When the sound fades, my legs finally remember they can shake. Okay, I whisper again, but now it's not wonder, it's a warning to myself. You need shelter. The sun is sinking faster than I expect, and the forest grows darker, like someone's closing a curtain. I climb a rocky rise and spot a shadowed opening beneath a ledge, a shallow cave. I approach carefully, pick up a stone and throw it inside. The sound echoes, then dies. No movement. I step in. Cool air, dry ground, a natural roof. Relief hits me so hard I almost laugh. But outside, the night arrives like a predator. The forest becomes a theatre of invisible motion. Leaves rustle, heavy footsteps drag somewhere in the dark. A distant scream rises and cuts off abruptly, like something grabbed the sound in its jaws. I need fire. I fumble through my pack, basic survival kit, flint, tinder. My hands are clumsy from adrenaline. I strike the flint. Spark. Nothing. Again, a tiny ember catches. I feed it carefully until a small flame stands up and flickers, brave and fragile. The cave walls glow orange. I scratch a mark into the stone beside me. Day 1. Then I sit with my back to the wall, staring at the cave entrance like a doorway into hell, and I promise myself, I will see sunrise. Day 2. The eye in the dark. I wake to the feeling of being watched. At first I think it's a dream, a leftover fear clinging to my skin. But then I hear it. Breathing. Slow. Heavy. Too close. My body turns to ice. The cave entrance darkens. A shadow slides across the opening, blocking what little morning light was there. The air shifts, and a warm animal smell creeps in. Musky, wet, wrong. Then I see it. An eye. Huge and yellow gold, with a vertical slit that narrows as it focuses. For half a second, my mind refuses the reality. Then it names it like a curse. Tyrannosaurus. Not just a predator, not just danger. The king. It lowers its head and the shadow swallows the entrance completely. Its nostrils flare. I can see the texture of its skin, the scars, the dust stuck in folds. I can almost count the shallow dents in its jawline. It's sniffing. Me. My heart pounds so loudly, I swear the air vibrates with it. I try to control my breath, but it comes in thin, trembling sips. Don't move. Don't exist. The dinosaur's eye shifts slightly, as if it's deciding whether I'm worth the effort. It lets out a low rumble that shakes loose pebbles near my feet. My hand tightens around a rock. It's pathetic, like holding a spoon against a tank. The T-Rex pauses, and then, mercifully, its head withdraws. The shadow lifts. Light floods the cave entrance again. Heavy footsteps retreat, each step a hammer blow into the earth. I don't breathe until the vibrations fade into silence. When I finally exhale, it feels like my lungs are tearing. I sit there, shaking, laughing and crying at the same time, half terror, half disbelief. I survived. Not because I was brave, because I was insignificant. Later, when my hands steady, I leave the cave. The forest looks innocent in daylight, lush and almost beautiful. But now I see the truth under it. Every shadow could be teeth. I need water. I need a plan. I follow the sound of running water until I find a river cutting through the trees. The water is clear, cold, alive. I kneel and drink, and the relief is so intense it borders on euphoria. Then the river surface ripples, not from me, from something larger. Across the water, movement, slow, controlled. A pack of smaller predators appears among the ferns, their heads low, their eyes scanning. They're not huge like the T-Rex, but they move with intelligence. They communicate with tiny chirps and hisses. They're hunting. I stay still, heart pounding, watching from my side of the river. On the far bank, an enormous herbivore grazes, a gentle giant unaware. The predators spread out like a net. I witness it like a silent film. One predator darts forward. The herbivore startles. Another lunges, biting at its leg. The herd around it erupts into chaos. Dust, screams, stomping. Then the final strike. The prey collapses with a sound that feels like a building falling. The predators swarm. I can't look away. It's horrifying and mesmerizing. A reminder written in blood. This world runs on hunger. A part of me wants to run back to the cave. A part of me wants to scream. Another part, quiet and cold, starts calculating. If I want to live, I need shelter, fire, water, and luck. I return to the cave before nightfall, gathering small dry branches and anything that resembles edible plants, though I'm terrified of poisoning myself. I take only what looks familiar. Berries I recognise from modern relatives, leaves that smell like something I've eaten before. Night comes again. This time, when I light my fire, it feels less like comfort and more like a beacon. Something out there will see it. Something out there will come. Day 3. The storm and the whispering. The third night brings a storm. Rain crashes down in sheets, hammering the forest like a drum. Thunder rolls overhead, deeper and older than any storm I've ever known. The cave keeps me dry, but the sound outside is relentless. The fire struggles. Wind blows rain mist into the entrance. I huddle near the back wall, exhausted and alert at the same time, an impossible combination. Then I hear it. A scream. Not a bird, not wind, not thunder. An animal's final, desperate cry, cut short like someone snapped a bone. My skin prickles. Something is hunting close. The fire flickers and dies under the damp air. Darkness fills the cave like ink. I try to relight it, but the tinder is too wet. The flint slips in my hands. And then, a sound inside the cave. Soft. A scrape. My blood goes cold. I press my back to the wall. My eyes strain, but there's nothing to see, only black. Another scrape. Closer. I can hear breathing. Faster now, lighter than the T-Rex, like something small trying to stay quiet. I grip my rock again. My hand is slick with sweat. The scrape becomes a whispering rustle, like claws on stone. I'm so afraid, my thoughts collapse into fragments. Don't panic, don't move. It can't see you, it can smell you. I try to slow my breath, but I can't. My heart is a trapped animal. Then, right at the cave entrance, lightning flashes outside, and for the briefest instant, the cave is illuminated. I see it. A shape, low to the ground, eyes reflecting silver. A creature like a nightmare sketch, thin limbs, sharp snout, teeth too many. It's inside. It stares at me, and I stare back. The lightning dies, and darkness returns. In the pitch black, I hear it shifting its weight, deciding. I raise the rock and hold it above my head, ready to swing blindly. The creature makes a sound, like a wet chirp, and then suddenly it darts away, retreating toward the entrance and vanishing into the rain. I don't move for a long time. I don't breathe properly until my lungs burn.
When the storm finally weakens near dawn, I manage to get the fire going again with dry material I saved deeper in my pack. The flame catches, and I watch it like it's holy. I'm alive. Again. But I know something now I didn't know before. Predators don't just live out there. They test. They probe. They learn. And so must I. Day 4. The Mirror of Wonder. Morning on day 4 is unreal. The storm has washed the world clean. Everything glistens with water droplets, and sunlight pours through the canopy in beams like cathedral light. For the first time since arriving, I step outside and feel peace. Not safety, never safety, but peace, brief, fragile, like the calm between waves. I walk along the ridge near the cave, careful but curious, and then I hear a sound that doesn't belong to fear. A deep, rhythmic rumbling, like distant drums. I climb higher and peek through thick leaves. Below, in a clearing, a herd moves. Massive herbivores, dozens of them. They travel with slow certainty, heads low, tails swinging, feet pressing the earth into submission. Small juveniles stick close to adults. Some stop to feed. Others simply walk, and the ground trembles under their weight. My eyes sting. It's beautiful. I feel tears come, not from terror, but from the sheer impossible reality of it. I've spent my whole life surrounded by screens, cities, noise, fights over nothing. And here, in this ancient world, everything is pure and immediate. Every breath matters. Every step has consequence. A pterosaur glides overhead, casting a shadow like a silent ghost. Its wings barely move. It rides the air like it owns it. In that moment, I feel two opposite emotions at once. I feel small, and I feel lucky. I return to the cave with a strange lightness, as if the forest has granted me a temporary truce. That afternoon, I decide to leave a message. I scratch deeper into the cave wall beside my earlier mark. Day 4. I am here. Then, beneath it, I draw a simple circle in the dirt near the entrance, a symbol I can recognize if I ever return. It's childish, primitive, but it feels like claiming a piece of the impossible. That night, I sleep more than I have since arriving. Not deeply, never deeply, but enough. And in my half-dream, I imagine I'm not trapped in this era. I imagine I chose it. Day 5, the chase. I wake on day 5 to a different kind of sound. Not footsteps, not birds, not the forest. A vibration in the air, electric, metallic, like the time machine's hum. My heart slams into my ribs. It's coming back. I rush outside. The sky is strangely still. The forest seems tense, like it knows something unnatural is happening. Even the insects are quiet. Then the sound intensifies, a low-frequency pulse making my teeth ache. Light flickers between the trees, faint at first, then brighter, as if a doorway is forming in the air. Relief crashes over me so hard I almost collapse. "I'm here," I whisper. "I'm here." But the forest responds. A roar erupts behind me, closer than anything I've heard. The ground shudders. I turn. Between the trees, moving with terrifying speed, something massive charges. Not a herd, not a grazing giant, a predator, a T-Rex. It bursts from the foliage like a living catastrophe, head low, tail counterbalancing its run. Its jaws open slightly, showing rows of teeth that look like daggers. My blood turns to ice. I run. My boots slip in mud. Branches whip my face. My lungs burn instantly. Behind me, the footsteps are thunder. Each step feels like the world is ending. I can hear its breath, hot and furious, feel it in the air. I don't look back again because I'm afraid I'll freeze. I focus on the flickering light ahead. The portal, if it is a portal, shimmers like heat haze, but it's unstable. It flickers, pulses as if struggling to exist. I sprint harder. A roar explodes behind me, so loud it makes my vision blur. A shadow falls over me. Something huge lunges. I dive forward. The world becomes light. For a split second, I feel weightless, like falling through water. Then, silence. I slam onto a hard surface, metal. I gasp and roll onto my back, blinking up at cold white lights. The laboratory ceiling. My ears ring, my hands shake. My body is still braced for teeth. Someone shouts, but their voice sounds far away, muffled by disbelief. I sit up slowly. I can still smell it on me. Mud, leaves, animal musk. The Age of Dinosaurs. Real. And in my mind, like a final cinematic shot, I see the cave wall, the confronting marks. Day 1, Day 4. I am here. I don't know if the marks will last a million years. I don't know if anyone will ever find them. But I know this. I was there, and I came back.